G'day guys, the Dreaded Chef here in my backyard. Something a little bit different. It's just been really hot over the last few weeks, so I just didn't want to go out, to be honest, so I thought I'd just cook at home for a change. So today I'm doing a Camembert stuffed bacon wrapped meatball, and I'm glazing that with a black cherry and chili glaze. And I'm going to cook them up in my trusty old Weber here, so if you stick around, I'll show you how it's done and how you can enjoy this at home.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to make up our Camem-balls. So what I've got here is 1 kilo of mince, and then I've got some streaky bacon, and then some of the best Camembert you'll ever find on the market. This Tasmanian heritage is the bomb. Could not recommend it enough, and if I could just eat it every day for the rest of my life, I'd be pretty happy with that. So yeah, I recommend this. So yeah, we're gonna stuff the meatballs with this Camembert. But first I was just going to flavour the meatballs because why not, right? So what I'm doing is I'm just using my all-purpose barbecue rub here that I make for all sorts of purposes. So I'm just going to add some of that in. Now look, you're free to flavour it however you want, but I like the flavour of this rub, so I'm going to use this rub. So yeah, I'm just going to mix that in. And it's pretty much like making rissoles, so if you're making rissoles or your own hamburger patties, same. Flavour it however you want. That's your choice, and the creativity is up to you, but I might add a little bit more. Alright. Yeah, some flavours good, more is better, right? Alright, cool. So I'm just going to mix that through. Now you can go to the extent of adding Worcestershire barbecue sauce, tomato sauce, and garlic and all that, and make a full proper rissole mix. But it's a bit harder then, because then the mix, the mixture becomes quite wet. So then it's hard to stick together. When you're cooking it in your Weber or in your oven or whatever. Yeah, you can add eggs and breadcrumbs and all that stuff, but why bother if you don't need to? There's going to be plenty of flavour in this as well. So once that's mixed through completely, we're just going to set that aside. But what I like to do is, look at that bacon, there's a lot of fat in that one. Alright, cool. So what I like to do is just make a nice crisscross pattern, like this. I'll get a close-up of it in a second, but yeah, I like to make a nice crisscross pattern. And then with my meatball, that's probably about 80 to 100 grams there. So I like to ball it up, puncture a hole in it, put the cheese in, and then just mould the beef around it to encase that cheese in the beef. Boil it, and yeah, as you can see, all encased. Now I sit that in the centre of my bacon. I've got it crisscross like that, and I put it right in the middle. And then what I do is I go over with one, then I go over with the other side, and just literally work myself around. That. Now it's easiest to work with streaky bacon. It's got quite a bit of give in it as well, so you can kind of stretch it around. It has that breaking point. Sweet. And then once it's all together, you can flat that down like a bit of a patty. This would go absolutely awesome in a burger. And yeah, so there's one. I'll go through and do the rest. And then we'll hit them with some more rub, and we'll get them on the Weber out the back.
Alrighty guys, so I've got the Weber up at temperature here. I've got two baskets of charcoal, nice and ready, placed in the centre because we're going to place the Camem-balls around it. So, I've just stored them in the fridge while it was coming up. And I'm just going to place them around. like so. Alright. A little bit of rub left on the plate, so I'll sprinkle that over as well before I shut the lid. Why not? Perfect. Alrighty. So I'm going to shut the lid. I'm going to let that cook for about 2 hours. I'm going to put this fantastic favourite toy of mine. You might have seen this featured in other videos that I've done, and well, I just have to keep bragging about it because I seriously do love this thing. There's another one, but I always just seem to need one at a time. So yeah, this is a wireless probe thermometer from EC Therm. Absolutely fantastic bit of kit, very durable, very strong. I seriously haven't been able to break it. I've mentioned that before, and I seriously am trying. But yeah, very affordable, very cheap. I'll put a link down in the description of where you can get yours, as well as a discount code courtesy from yours truly to help you get those pins for yourself or possibly for a family member for Christmas. But these things take about 45 seconds to charge off USB, and you can use them out bush and everything. So they're absolutely fantastic. I'm going to stick this probe, in one of these meatballs, just so I know what's going on the inside, because it's really important when you're cooking with ground beef that you know what's going on, especially shop-bought ground beef, because you don't always know what's in it. So with that, you always want to make sure it's well cooked. If you make your own, you can afford to go to that medium rare stage. So I'm going to lift the lid. I'm going to find the biggest one, that one there, and I'm just going to stick that right in there. There we go. Cool. All the way in, straight through the center. And now I'm going to sync that up to my phone, and it can tell me exactly what's going on the inside, so I know that my cooking is safe all the time, every time. Now is we're going to make the black cherry barbecue sauce that's going to go over the Camem-balls that are out in the Weber. So the first things first, I'll put all the measurements up on the screen somewhere around so you can see it, because I've got a memory of a goldfish and I usually just write everything down. So first things first, we're going to turn the heat on to a high heat, and then we're going to add some balsamic vinegar straight to the pan. Get that out of the way. And it won't take long for that to heat up. I'm going to have my whisk ready. And this is a very easy sauce, like you don't have to try too hard, you don't have to get the measurements perfect, you can just bung it together and it will come out like awesome absolutely every single time, especially if you're going to be doing these Camem-balls like I am. Can't go wrong. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to add some brown sugar to that, in so like that. Oh, I don't want to leave some behind. There we go. I'm just going to start mixing that just so I can like work that sugar through and dissolve it into the balsamic. Awesome. Now I'm going to add the little concoction that I've got here of Worcestershire sauce, some mild chili, and some garlic. Now for those who don't like any spice, you can just leave the chili out, but I just find it makes a nice little heat and offsets the sweetness that comes from the cherry. So in that goes. Must have spilled a bit. Look at it smoking. Alright. Now I'm going to add some tomato sauce. Cool. Give that a mix in. And the last bit, I'm going to add the black cherry jam. So now, of course, you can just adjust the measurements to the volume that you're cooking, but it's for myself and Courtney, so we don't need to make a big amount. So we're just going to keep mixing that through. Let it come to a heat, come to a boil, and then once it's at a boil, we're going to reduce it to simmer for about 8 to 10 minutes. You will notice that during that time that it will thicken up. You don't want to take your eyes off this as well because it's very easy to burn. So yeah, like just keep an eye on it and it should be sweet. About 2 hours now. So what we're going to do is start basting these Camem-balls with our black cherry barbecue sauce. I've got my trusty old basting brush here, and it's literally just a matter of painting the baste on. You just want to get a nice coat around it all. And as we'll cook it over the next 30 minutes, we'll keep applying more and more coats of this glaze so it tacks up nicely. It's smelling so good. Alrighty guys, so it's been about 10 minutes and I've put the second coat of this glaze on. So everything's looking all sweet. We're finishing up nicely here. It's really good. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this video. It seriously helps me out so much. And to all my new subscribers, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I never thought in a million years that I would ever crack over 500. And just like last check this morning, I was at 530. So thank you to every single one of you. I seriously appreciate it. My goal is to get to 1,000, just because why not? And yeah, so far, thank you so much to everyone. And for all the new subscribers, thank you. I'm going to keep glazing these, and soon we'll be serving these up, and I will be devouring this, and it will not look pretty, so I probably won't film that.